What's up, everybody? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. Today is laundry day. I'm just kidding. Today is an episode of GTV. We're going to be doing another episode of GTHREADS with your host, the G-Man. So, apparently real quick, I looked on the internet this morning and realized while searching for GTV, there are thousands of other GTVs, which very much bums me out. So that means there might be some slight I might have to change the name at some point. But, yeah, so just keep an eye on that. But definitely this is the place to be at, the GTV. The GTV crib. So GTHREADS, let's go ahead. We got a lot to talk about. I realized that I was supposed to do one in between last week's and this week's, and now there's a lot of footage to talk about. Let's dive right in. Let's do some real quick run-throughs of what awesome is coming out this week. So, PlayStation Store is about to put out some new games today, about noon, so be sure to check that out. I don't remember the name of the games, actually. So, I just know that it's new release Tuesday. There will be new deals, new sales, and stuff like that. Check it out. If you're in the Wilmington area on Friday, November 4th, you can either go see Sublime with Rome, which is playing at Greenfield Lake, which I will probably be attending. Also, Museum Mouth is doing a Gravity Records show. If you don't know who Museum Mouth is, maybe you should look them up and listen to them. If you're in the gaming world, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare with Modern Warfare comes out on Friday. And if you're a nerd like me, then maybe you will be checking out Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange on Friday. So there's a lot of stuff going on Friday, November 4th. That's right, today is the first day of November. Halloween was last night, and instantly we're in the holiday seasons as of today. So with that being in mind, we're going to start talking about one of the biggest things of the holiday season besides Thanksgiving and Christmas. The WWE Survivor Series. You're like, oh, I wasn't really expecting that. Well, there is going to be a tremendous GTV coverage of Survivor Series as it goes through. But today we're going to be covering only the big circulation of my predictions for the SmackDown, Team SmackDown of the 5-on-5 for the men's. And we're going to be also talking about Hell in a Cell and a little bit about what happened last night during Raw. So far for Team Raw, we got Reigns, we got Jericho and KO as the captains. We also have Braun Strowman who won. And there's a to-be-announced person, which I'm willing to bet, and also a couple people are willing to bet that it's Seth Rollins. So that's who I predict for having the fifth person on there. Now, Team SmackDown is going to be a little bit, they haven't announced anything yet, and that's probably going to happen tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-drop who my predictions are going to be. We definitely know that AJ Styles is going to be in there. I'm thinking Ziggler and Miz are going to both be part of the Team SmackDown. But then there's also the possibilities of Bray. There's also the possibilities of Randy. Is John Cena going to come back? What about Kurt Hawkins? There's at least like 6 names right there, or 7 names that I dropped in there. Ambrose would be definitely one in there. So definitely Ambrose, AJ, and I'm thinking Miz is going to be a definite. And then there's going to be 2 others who we were thinking were going to be Randy Orton and Bray, but what if they end up having their own match at Survivor Series? It's going to be pretty crazy, especially with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar taking it on, stuff like that. It's going to be awesome. Or at least we hope so. I said Hell in a Cell was actually surprisingly really good the other night, despite the fact that my girl Sasha Banks lost in her hometown and Charlotte took the title again. But I have to say that I'm least liking the title swap back and forth, in which, KO and Seth Rollins didn't drop the title back and forth, which is kind of a little letdown because both of them are pretty good. And it could probably give both of them a push rather than just giving Kevin Owens all the glory and Seth Rollins none. But, Seth Rollins has time as well. So, let's see. Let's get into the last part where we talk about Pokemon news. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming at some point in time. You're like, that guy's going to be talking about Pokemon. I actually did not talk about all the crazy stuff that happened in the last Sun and Moon announcement. Basically, they revealed the final forms of each one of the Pokemon. We got a Disinudide, or pardon my pronunciation of it, I guess I'll find out more when the game comes out. It's the Owl's final form, and it's a really sick owl, grass ghost type. Incineroar, which is a fire dark type, and also we have, that's the Fire Cat. And then Primarine, which is the seal, and that's going to be a water and fairy type. What's also crazy is we still not found out a lot about the plot of the game, but we know that at the end of the game you go to this place called the Battle Tree, which you fight other trainers from the other games, and they reveal, which I'm kind of half and half about the surprise factor of it, but you do get to fight Red and Blue, which is Ash and Gary from the original games, as one of the last people that you fight in the game, which is really, really, really cool. But I'm hoping that they're not dishing out all their surprise values before the game is released. So, I've not heard anything else about when I'm going to do my new, when I'm going to do my Facebook GTV thing. I thought about maybe doing it here just to kind of promote this episode. We'll just see how it goes at the end of the taping of it. So we haven't figured out about that. We just know that there is going to be a big, huge Survivor Series event coming for GTV. There's also going to be definitely a Pokemon Sun and Moon one. I have been kind of testing, putting out footage of me being on PlayStation, streaming. There's a GTA 5 one, which is alright. It's just me kind of just messing around. And also, there's WWE 2K17 on there. Now, I have checked out both the Skyrim Remaster and Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is sick nasty. I highly recommend it. I will be playing that probably after I get off of this thing. But be sure to check both of those games out. They're really awesome. You might catch me more on some more live streams. And, that was pretty much all the news coverage. And I somehow crammed that into a 7-minute video. So, GTV, this is another episode of GTHREADS. I'm out. Until probably next week.